Let's talk about $60 silver today. I absolutely predict that by April 30th of 2026, mark my word, you can remember this, that we will have at least $60 silver. Now, I could be wrong. I'm not a financial advisor. Don't make any financial decisions based on what I'm saying. But after you hear what I'm going to say in this video, I think you may just agree with me. I've also got some incredible, crazy information about gold and silver and how it relates to oil. This is going to knock your socks off. And unbelievable information. Elon Musk says something about China that's absolutely shocking, and I think tells us, adds even more fuel to our fire as to why we could see much higher gold and silver prices as we move through the rest of the year. I'm most excited about silver right now, but gold also has the potential to do very well. And we got a big warning for you. Hey, thank you for being here. Thanks for being part of the basement. This is not possible without you. Yes, you, right? From wherever you are in the world. Thanks for joining us today. We love to talk about gold and silver. This is a precious metals focused live stream video. And it's also for people in the crypto world who've expressed to me how interested they are in learning about precious metals. Now, guys, let's talk about silver first. The $60 prediction. Do you believe it? I believe it. And it's not just me. Let's take a look at what one of the top analysts are saying. And here we go. Let's start out by taking a look at this chart. What's very interesting, and we're going to look at what he says about this, but if we look back to 2010, right before silver really blasted off into that $50 range, look at that chart pattern. Look at how similar that is to where we are now. Will this repeat? When you look at the big picture about what's going on out there from a fiscal perspective, from a monetary perspective, from a geopolitical perspective, and we're going to get a lot more in depth about that later in this video, I think a repeat of what we saw in 2010. Let me draw this for you really quickly. Again, see, he's got that circled, very similar to where we are now, and this resulted in that blast off. What we're seeing is a prediction of it resulting in that blast off. But let's read what he says. This is Rashid, our friend Rashid. He says, I believe silver's parabolic run is unavoidable at this point after years of suppression. Yeah, we know the COMEX and the LBMA, they have a little habit of suppressing things. Upside price shock could happen anytime, faster and higher than most would imagine. Silver's sentiment, this is one of the big reasons why. Silver's sentiment is terrible. And that is why it could start a squeeze any time. Okay. The present setup is pretty much similar to 2010. We just talked about that, but let's talk about the other X factor, and that is silver sentiment. Guys, right? Have you noticed nobody in the United States is buying silver? The sentiment, even though silver has done so well, right? Built this massive base around $32 per ounce, $33 per ounce. Nobody's buying it. The Costco moms, the Costco dads, they're buying a lot of gold, right? Not even really tons and tons of gold, but the sentiment for silver, everyone I talk to that's in this business of selling silver is like, when are people going to wake up? And the big kicker, the bonus, right? The red button that can be touched is when the American people even slightly begin to realize that it's time to buy silver. It could create a massive, massive new wave of buying. $60 silver by April 30th, 2026. To me, it's in the bag. Now, again, I don't have a crystal ball. Don't make any financial decisions. You can throw eggs at me, right? But remember, I'm the guy that sat down here with a blindfolded bear for years saying that gold would eclipse $2,500. And people said, that'll never happen. You're a shill for precious metals, right? You're trying to sell. And where are we sitting now with the gold price, right? North of $3,200 per ounce. All right, let's have some fun. Let's talk about something that's absolutely crazy. I need you to do this first. I need you to imagine that you're in an NBA basketball arena. right? Or an NHL hockey arena. I think the NHL playoffs are going on right now. You're at center ice in an NHL hockey arena. There's 17,000 empty seats in that arena. I want you to imagine each one of those seats now having a complete barrel of oil in it. You're going to understand why. Let's go check this out. This comes from the Silver Academy. This is mind-numbing, and then we're going to talk about what it means for silver as well. But right now, 1 ounce of gold gets you 56 barrels of oil. There's our friend Paris Hilton. That'll make sense more later. Hi, Paris. Bye, Paris. And I'm on the wrong page. Here we go. Now we're on the right page. Apologize for that, guys. Let's go back up. I need up stereo. 1 ounce of silver. This comes from the Silver Academy for 56 barrels of oil. Okay, this is where it gets interesting, okay? If you had a purse, okay, if Paris Hilton had a purse, okay, it could carry the equivalent of 17,360 barrels of oil. Let me help you make sense of this. Specifically, if you can put 20 pounds into a sturdy, well-made purse, and that's realistic, right? That's the equivalent of 320 ounces of gold. So you put 320 1-ounce gold coins in Paris Hilton's purse, or your wife's purse, or your purse, if you carry a purse. That would be worth just over $1 million at today's price of $3,255 per ounce. But this is where it gets interesting, okay? At an oil price of $60 per barrel, each one of those 320 ounces would buy about 54 barrels of oil, okay? That shows the math on that. That means that one purse with 320 ounces of gold in it, in theory, could be exchanged for 17,360 barrels of oil. Is that just mind-numbing or what? And wait till we do the math on silver. But think about that. One purse. I used to have a purse down here. I don't know where the purse went. Darn it. Anyway, I had one of Susie's purses down here. Maybe she took it back. Anyhow, that one purse with 320 ounces of gold, right, is enough gold as you're standing at center ice at that NHL hockey arena. One purse, enough to buy every seat, all 17,000 seats has 1 barrel of oil, can buy all that oil. What about silver? Well, I did some math, right? And if you figure right now we have about 100 to 1 gold to silver ratio, it takes 100 ounces of silver to get 1 ounce of gold. That would mean that you would need 32,000 ounces of silver. That's only 64 monster boxes. You know what a monster box is, right? That's about this big, holds 500 American Silver Eagles. You take 64, just 64, right? Stack them 6 high in a row 10 long. Imagine that at center ice. That buys all the oil. What does that tell us about the value of silver, about the value of gold? And at this current 100 to 1, let's go take a look quickly and get an update on the gold to silver ratio at this current price, right? Gold in the futures market, $32.47, silver, $32. That basically means the gold to silver ratio is over 100. It's mind-numbing. It's mind-numbing, the value. One purse full of gold, or, right, a little stack, probably this long, maybe this high, of American Silver Eagles can buy 17,000 barrels of oil. And you're going to tell me this stuff isn't valuable? All right, what did Elon Musk? We know China. China now controls the gold and silver markets, right? We know the reason why, right? They've hoarded gold and silver for years and years. They appreciate it much more. The 1.4 billion people that live in China love gold and now are starting to love silver. What does this mean for the future when Elon Musk points out something shocking? This absolutely shocked me when I heard this about the Chinese economy. This all started with Ray Dalio. Now, Ray Dalio is the founder of Bridgewater Capital. Wrong one. Here we go. And all right. Hope you guys are still there. We're having a little technical glitch. Hello, hello, hello. Are we there? Somebody give us a 5x5. All right. Here we are. This came from Yahoo Finance. Elon Musk reacts after Ray Dalio warns of U.S. decline. Says, okay, let's just get into this. So Ray Dalio says, hey, it's basically over for the United States. China has become a power. But Ray Dalio did say one thing that I think we need to pay attention to. This really sums it all up, right? What's going on in the world right now. Dalio argued that the United States cannot indefinitely overconsume, right, and rely on foreign lending, assuming, he says, that one can sell and lend to the U.S. and get paid back with hard, not devalued dollars is naive. So what he's saying is, guys, the gig is up, right? The Chinese and a lot of these countries are like realizing like, okay, so we can sell you a bunch of widgets, but then you force us to lend you money so that you can buy more widgets so that we can lend you more money. In the end, that's not a good thing for those countries, okay? He says, again, assuming that one can sell and lend to the U.S. and get paid back with hard, not devalued dollars is naive. He said, calling for coordinated engineering and implementation to avoid a disorderly collapse. All right, now, then, unbelievable what Elon Musk says. Elon Musk swiftly pushed back on one of Dalio's central premises. The Tesla CEO wrote, quote, correction, China is a much bigger consumer of manufactured goods than the United States. This is it. This is crazy, guys. This year, this is according to Elon Musk, who's in the automobile industry. This year, Chinese consumers will buy more cars than America and Europe combined. What? Did you know that? I had no idea, right? Chinese consumers are going to buy more automobiles than the United States and all of Europe combined. So is it any wonder, right? Is China, because we don't realize this, but China has a pretty huge automobile manufacturing industry. They're not allowed. I don't know why. You ever wonder? I mean, why aren't Chinese companies allowed to sell their cars in the United States? Because I know the Ford CEO, there's a video of him driving one of these Chinese electric cars, and he's like, wow, this thing is awesome, right? So they're not available in the United States. And from what I understand, if they were, they'd be like half the price of what we pay for cars. I don't know. Maybe there's something going on there. But what this does tell us, we know how much silver goes into automobiles, standard automobiles, but to think how much goes into all the electric cars that they're building, guys, it's no wonder that China is taking over the precious metals markets. I mean, it's there, especially with silver. What does that tell us about silver? There's $60. I don't know. Again, am I wrong? Right? Remember the old silver bear right there? $85. And the silver bear gets his blindfold off, just like the old gold bear got his off at $2,500. And everybody thought that was crazy. That would never happen. And it happened. Okay. Let's get ready. We got more to talk about. But first, I want to say thank you to channel sponsor Ledger. Okay. They are the hardware wallet cryptocurrency security leader. Great company based in Paris, France. Again, they're a leader in crypto security. You can learn more about them at their website. They've got a great app, Ledger Live. Also, I want to say thank you to sponsor MoonPay. MoonPay had big news out this week about now making available Tether Gold. If you have any interest in learning about tokenized digital gold, check out Tether Gold, check out MoonPay. Okay. Tokenized gold has a lot of benefits, right? Now we know there's big benefits to holding physical gold. There's also some benefits to holding tokenized gold as well. And again, this is from Tether, the company that's behind the USDT stablecoin. Okay. You can check them out at their website. It's called Tether Gold, right? And digital gold, here's a few of the advantages. Number one, it's easy to transport. Number two, it's divisible. It's divisible down to like 6 decimal points. It's tradable 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. It's redeemable. It's backed, each one of the tokens, each one of the XAUT tokens that you can get on MoonPay, each one token is backed by 1 ounce of gold, LBMA, good for delivery gold, that's in a vault in Switzerland. And you can verify that it's there and all that. So it's very interesting. Digital tokenized gold kind of combines the benefits of physical and tokenization. You can check them out. The best part is, right, you can get it on MoonPay. MoonPay has worked with over 30 million customers. They are the fintech leader, the on-ramp for people that are converting their fiat paper money into crypto. Speaking of converting, big warning. One more big warning for you guys, and that comes from CNBC. So a lot of people, apparently, I don't know, have you heard this? I'm starting to see the signs pop up everywhere. With the gold prices being so high, a lot of people are selling their scrap jewelry. A lot of people who don't know really a lot about gold. They don't know the difference between 24 karat gold, 18 karat gold. There's big, bad stories of people getting ripped off. Okay, here's the headline. Here's what experts say about selling gold jewelry for cash. Gold's hitting record highs. For some consumers, it makes sense. It's a good opportunity to sell high carat jewelry, which may be melted for cash, but experts say to proceed with caution and recommend having a rough idea of your gold's value before you try to sell it. I'll tell you two big things you need to do before you sell any scrap gold jewelry. Number one, educate yourself. It's take you about an hour to learn the difference between 20 karat, 24 karat gold, 18 karat gold, how the measurements are, how close to spot price you should get. Okay. Number two, and I think most important, right? It's kind of like, I hate to use this analogy, but it's kind of like trading in a used car. Shop around. Okay. At least go to 3 places. If you've got a substantial amount, anything over whatever is substantial to you, right? Get 2 or 3 offers before you decide to cash in your scrap gold, because that business has there's some people out there that maybe aren't the most honest and ethical. So proceed with caution in that regard. The other thing, what's going on? We talked about China. We've seen gold and silver get smashed a little bit in the last week or so. Don't worry about it. Let's remember, we still have $3,200 gold. But also remember that we are in a Chinese holiday until I believe May 5th or 6th, Monday or Tuesday of next week. So all the Chinese metals markets are closed. This is not unusual when they close the Chinese markets, because the Chinese have been driving the price, driving the demand for precious metals. That when those markets are closed, our friends over at the COMEX and the LBMA, the London Bullion Market Association, they tend to have a little habit of tamping the price down. It kind of gives them a period of time where they can, not that anyone would ever manipulate the price of precious metals. We don't believe that now, do we? No. But if there were any emphasis on putting the price down, that it's a little bit easier when the Chinese markets are closed. So bear that in mind. The other thing I want to point out, right? There's a big chart going around about Trump's first 100 days. During his first 100 days in office, gold is like the only thing that's done well. Okay. So does it make sense, right? Does it make sense to us that also just last week, Trump put out a post on, what is it, Truth Social, that basically he reiterated the golden rule. He who holds the gold makes the rules. I think we're in for a wonderful, wonderful remainder of the year for gold and silver. I am more optimistic about silver, but still optimistic about gold, right? I think that gold by the end of the year, we're either going to see something closer to 3,000 or 4,000. But I absolutely believe that as we move into 2026 and as we move through the remainder of the year, we're going to see a period of renewal for our friend silver. It just can't happen any other way. That gold to silver ratio has so much energy stored up in it, right? And on top of that, all the other fundamentals supporting silver are in place. And look at what's going on in China. Can you believe what Elon Musk right, taught us this week, right, that the Chinese auto market, the Chinese consumers are going to buy more cars than the United States and Europe combined. Remember, Elon knows, right? He has factories. He has Tesla factories in China. He knows what's going on over there. We're going into, guys, we are just in the biggest period of change that most of us have ever lived through. It's going to be crazy, crazy interesting. And I believe wholeheartedly it's going to be very good for the precious metals. Hey, thanks for joining me down here in the basement. You know, you're always welcome here, okay? This is where we come, where we can hang out, right? You are the most important part of this. I'm not down here doing this without your support. I've always enjoyed the support of. Say hi to a few people. Hey, you guys, look who's talking. It's Susie. Everybody give Susie a high five. That's upstairs Susie. You know, you guys know Susie. You'd like me to say hi to a few people? Okay. Hi, everybody. Okay. See if I can pull this off. Hopefully we won't have technical difficulties. Yeah, so let me see here if I can go through the chat. Hey, thank you. Lay Dana. Hello, Daniel. Daniel Castley, good to see you, my friend. See if I can figure out how to do this. Jeremy. All right, here we go. Level 1. Hello. Hanak again. Hello. Michael Elholm. Hello, Michael Hicks. Level 1. Mark Petronode. Susie's house. There's Daniel Castley again. Level 1. Daniel. Level 1. Michelle. Good to see you, Michelle. All right, guys. And the Rios 7018. Jeremy Barton. And let's see where everybody's from today. Hey, Rodney. All right, guys, here's your chance. All right, please, in the chat, put where you're from, where you're joining from. I will put where I'm from. It always blows me away that we have so many people. Kansas City. All right, at KC. All right, let's see if we can get a few people just where. New York. Hello, Jest. Wisconsin. Hello, Lay. I love Wisconsin. I love. What if the silver was reissued? How much silver? I'll try to get to that, Tomahawk. Finland. All right. Susie's in the family room. Level 1 in Florida. Los Angeles. Detroit. Wow. Susie, let's elope. Don't you take my Susie. Miami. Hello, Jonathan. Alabama. Hello, Drake. Man, we are everywhere. Isn't this crazy? Alvarado, Texas. It just blows me away. Like, I'm 55 years old. Denmark. Hello. That 30 years ago, Carroll Stream, Illinois. I'm a DePaul University graduate, my friend, that we can do this, right? Modesto. Silver will be the last to fly. Carroll Stream. Huntsville. We love Alabama. Also, I've been to Gulf Shores many times. Orange Beach. St. Louis. Hello, Paul. You're a local. Nice to see you, my friend. Texas, Mr. Eric. Wow. All right, guys. Have a great day. It is awesome we get together. I appreciate you being here. Take care of yourself. Okay. Be good. And I'll look forward to seeing you next time. Don't forget, like, share, subscribe. I forgot. Give this a thumbs up. That helps. We appreciate it. Subscribe to the channel. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye.